have the Lakers and Nuggets on our air this weekend, and they're among the top teams vying for the title according to ESPN Bet. But one more team lurking is the Warriors after their Jimmy Butler edition. So here was Draymond Green on the All-Star Game pregame show making a bold prediction for his Warriors.
I'm excited. I got Draymond on the telecast, guaranteeing we're winning the championship. I love expectations and having something to play for, so he's lighting the fire for sure.
All right, Perk, floor's yours. What do you got to say about Draymond's proclamation?
Well, look, shout out to Mike Dunleavy and shout out to Joe Laker. They did their part by bringing in Jimmy Butler to give these guys some type of belief and joy. But the ceiling for this Golden State Warriors team this season is first round, right? They're not beating the Nuggets. They're not beating OKC. They're not beating the Celtics, the Cavs, the Knicks, and they're not beating the healthy Mavericks team. So they're in a good position right now. They still need to address some other areas around their roster, but their ceiling this year is first round exit. I just don't think they have enough pieces.
You know, I went back and forth on this one because the whole theme of the trade for Jimmy Butler is there's got to be a team out there that thinks they're a playoff Jimmy away from winning, and the Warriors think they're a playoff Jimmy away from winning. That's Draymond Green to me being a hype man, like he's speaking into existence. I think the Warriors' biggest problem heading into before they made this trade was confidence, and he's trying to give them confidence now. That's what Jimmy Butler's done. But I'm still going to go with the Lakers just because LeBron and Luka. I don't know how that's going to work, but it's LeBron and Luka.
I mean, Spears, I'll ask you this. I mean, Jimmy Butler's exactly what they need. They needed someone to get to the free throw line. They were one of the worst teams at getting to the free throw line. I'll ask you this, though. Who has a better chance to win, the Lakers or the Warriors?
I'm going to go Warriors.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is I've been watching Jimmy Butler these 4 games he's here. He gives them a different swag. He's averaged 21 points, 10 free throw attempts. As you mentioned, something that they really, really need. He's a yin to Steph's yang. He gives them some swag, some defense. And keep in mind this, Jonathan Kuminga is coming back in about a week.
Yeah.
And everybody's like forgotten him. But with him coming back, and he averaged, I think, 21 points in December, I think, look, I'm not saying the Lakers aren't going to be good. I mean, Luka's amazing. Obviously, LeBron is. But this group right here, their starting 5 now has that number 2 scorer that takes some pressure off of Steph and gives them a closer, which they desperately need. And had they had, would have had a much better record.
Perk, let me ask you this. I want to get your thoughts on it, too. But I spoke to Draymond in Dallas last week, and I asked him about kind of the defense with Jimmy and him on the floor together. And you talk about 2 guys that like to gamble, right? But take calculated risks. And he told me it'll take just a second. He thinks it'll be very quick, that they'll be able to adjust to each other. He'll know how to cover for Jimmy. How do you see that whole thing playing out on both sides of the ball? And then who do you think has a better chance at winning a title, the Lakers or the Warriors?
Well, it's going to play out, right? When you have 2 high IQ guys defensively like that, it only takes a few games for them to click and be on the same page. But on the flip side of things, it's the same thing when you have 2 high IQ guys on the offensive side like the Lakers do and Luka and LeBron. And so if you're asking me, if I'm looking at these 2 teams and I'm just looking at their quote-unquote big threes, am I taking Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, or am I taking Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry? I'm going to go with the Lakers. I just feel like at any given moment, at any given time, they have 2 players that could be the best player in that series or in any series. I got to go with Bron and Luka and the Lakers for as the best chance, more realistic chance to win out of the 2 when it comes down to compete for a title this year.
Those 2 be hunting for sure. There's the king, the biggest.
You won't see anything from me tonight. Unfortunately, I will not be in uniform tonight. Still dealing with ankle and foot discomfort, so I will not be playing tonight, unfortunately. I hate that, but I'm looking forward to seeing the format. This is the first year for it. I know we got a lot of great, they call us the OGs, that's hilarious. We do got a few guys with gray hairs, so that makes sense. But, that should be fun. I saw the quote the other day with DK with somebody who's going to play against me, so I guess I'll see him at practice, and hopefully I'll be in practice. We can go at it then.
All right, Perk, it was a shock to most that LeBron didn't play in his 21st consecutive All-Star game. What was your reaction?
Well, why was it a shot? I mean, he's 40 years old, right? If LeBron James want to take an All-Star game off, he should be able to do that. But it's not what he did; it's how he did it, right? And I think the timing of it was the more disappointing part, and it is the part that I had a problem with. I thought he should have let people know, or let the world know, or whatever earlier, so that guys like Norman Powell or guys who probably was deserving, whether it was a bonus or whoever, could have had a shot at actually, coming in and playing in the All-Star game. So that was my only problem with it, is that this should have been, addressed earlier so that guys could have had a shot. That's my problem.
Well, look, the Lakers sent word to the league about 2 o'clock yesterday that he was still dealing with foot and ankle soreness, and he'd been listed as day-to-day. And he's had this lingering issue for quite some time. The sense that they reported to the league was that the pain and the discomfort in his ankle had actually increased since the last game. And so I think he's prioritizing the stretch run for the Lakers, but also he needs to get out there and they have a lot of new pieces. They got to redo everything. They lost their last game against the Utah Jazz, and I think for him, he's got to prioritize that. I agree with you, Perk. I think it should have been done earlier. And I know he's the biggest star out there, but, guys like Anthony Edwards didn't play as well. Obviously, he tried to play, but there were some deserving guys in the Western Conference who should have taken that spot. And you could have done something like Giannis did, where you still show up and you let the fans see you and you interact with everyone. You're still a presence, even though you're not able to play.
I think you have to read the tea leaves, right? Like,
Yeah.
we kind of probably should have saw this happening February 8th, LeBron does not play.
Yep.
Saturday game, 2 days later, he's going to play with Luka there.
Right, yeah.
He plays that game. But in the third quarter of that game, he actually came out and got treatment. And then obviously he played 2 days later, but he's had these lingering injuries. So I wonder, when did the NBA maybe not know that he wasn't going to play, but that he was thinking about not playing? Because you see a guy like Norman Powell, right? He's in the three-point competition. He's in the house. Maybe you say, Norman, can you just hang out? I know this is tough. We'll have a PJ take you wherever you need to go just in case. Sabonis, I know you're probably drinking wine in Napa right now, but can you guys just be on alert just in case? And if you know in advance that this is possible, it would have been nice to have somebody waiting in the wings.
Yeah,
for Anthony Edwards too.
I think we all agree. Correct. I think Anthony Edwards too. That we could have had, whether it was Sabonis or Norman Powell, who may not. I mean, this would have been his first All-Star experience, right? Like that would have been special.
Why not wait if you're him?
Sabonis, very deserving. Devin Booker.
Yeah, but the prioritization of the potential postseason Lakers run, I mean, he's got a bunch of new teammates, including one that's pretty important.
Yeah, by the way, not guaranteed he's coming back after the All-Star break either, right? I mean, this is kind of a
early game Wednesday.
Yeah.